Okay. Okay, so we finished the first part, the collocation. So collocation is or related to the words that go together, and they show that you are speaking naturally or not. And we, for example, we cannot say delicious painting because the word delicious and painting don't go together. In normal cases, you are not going to, for example, to tell us a story about fairies or tell us a story about animals who are talking, so that sometimes we find rare collocation in this kind of stories, but you're speaking in natural context. One way of checking collocations is to, let's say, do this on this way, online collocation dictionary. I think Oxford has like this kind of dictionary here. Can we say delicious painting? And you make it check, let's check it. Cannot find delicious painting. So this is one way of doing that, but my recommendation is try to find a source for studying collocations or words that go together. The risk is that when you speak in an IELTS test and use strange collocations, your band will go lower. Words that are commonly used together are called collocations. The more collocations you use, the more you will sound like a native speaker. Okay. Can you think of some collocation either in your native language or in English?
Yes, maybe like vein hoop.
Vein. English or Arabic?
Oh, like this is English and Arabic. I think amal farigh, like
Yeah.
vein hoop.
Hope, vein hope. Okay. And another feature that you need when in the IELTS test, that making your adjectives stronger. And how can you do this? For example, instead of saying bad, you could say
Awful.
Awful.
Terrible.
Terrible. But also you can, there is another way, that is when you use adverbs, for example, awfully bad, or like, for example, and don't overuse the word very, because very is an adverb, but it's an adverb of degree. Look at these examples and try to think which words go together. You can, for example, make an adjective stronger by using one of these words: highly, highly recommended, for example.
Yeah.
Absolutely, incredibly, seriously, bitterly, completely, bitterly cold, for example. Which words of these go together? Make some sort of matching. Highly, completely, intelligent. Bitterly, cold. bitter cold يعني زي البرد القارس، احنا حتى في العربي بنقولها برد قارس. اوكي، لو انا قلت برد جارح هتستغرب الكلمه، صح؟ استخدم الناتشورال، ده اسمه كولوكيشن، وده انا محتاجه في الايلتس. نفس الكلام لو انت استخدمت بدل ما تقول برد قارس bitterly cold، ممكن تقول لو if you say in English seriously cold, or if you say incredibly cold, it will make some sort of, it will sound unnatural to the listener. delicious.
Absolutely delicious.
Absolutely.
Incredibly delicious. Absolutely helpful or something like that. Anyway, this is another way of looking into adjectives and adverbs together. It will make your range or lexical range stronger.
Mr. But we want a source to study this collocation.
There are books, PDF books, like, for example, English vocabulary in use. And you can say Oxford collocation. I think I have a book like the Oxford collocation. Dictionary, PDF, for example. You can just Google it and you will find many resources regarding it. If I find anything, I will send you the link. Common verbs are often followed by particular nouns or adjectives, and these are called verb collocations. For example, make, get, keep,
Phone call.
break.
Make a phone call.
Make a phone call, make a promise,
Make a bro.
make a decision, get married,
Get in touch.
also keep his promise.
Yes.
Yeah, يوفي بوعده. حتى بالعربي تقول يوفي وبعده. يحفظ وعده. Okay. Break.
Break the law.
Break the law. Yeah.
Or break a promise, I think.
Could be. Get wet.
Yes, get wet.
Get married. Make a guess. Okay.
Break someone's heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Make an effort.
Break a record.
Keep quiet.
Break his habit. And so on. These are very important. So if you say, instead of make a phone call, you said do a phone call, it will be strange. It's okay. In normal situation, it's okay, as long as I understand you. But in a test, the examiner wants to check or to test your ability to use these words skillfully. And it will not be the end of the world if you say, do a phone call, but not in the context of a test. And of course, I'm not saying this because I want you to make mistakes. No. Because using the language in everyday life means that as long as I can express myself, it's okay. But it's better to be accurate. It's better to be accurate. And when my focus is in just getting the message across and just being fluent, it doesn't matter. But in the test, you should keep a balance between fluency and accuracy. Group of objects. Use certain words to describe a group of things. For example, a pack of, a pad of, a par of, a herd of, a flock of, a fleet of. A pack of
Paper.
a pack of paper, a pad of, do you know the meaning? If you don't know the meaning, you just use Google. It's not a big issue. A pad of, I think something like حتى الميكانيكيه بيستخدموها. هات الباده دي. اوكي. في بعض الكلمات كده تستغرب انك ممكن in everyday Arabic are used but in a different way. It's like a piece of cloth or something that is used for cleaning. A piece of usually folded absorbent material such as gauze used as a surgical dressing protective covering. A piece of material saturated with ink for inking the surface of a rubber stamp.
I think we can also say a pad of paper. Like دفتر من الورق or لوح ورق.
Could be. A bar of a bar of what?
Bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Yes. A flock of words with one feather flock together. Flock of سرب مثلا أو مجموعة من الطيور. Flock of. Fleet of sheep and cattle. Herd of cattle, sheep, ships. So this is something that you should look into. Marta gave an excellent answer to this question. Read her answer aloud, then try to identify her synonyms, antonyms, paraphrasing, and collocations. The question is, what is your favorite kind of film? So Martha said, did she use the same words of the question? Yes or no?
No.
No. Did she answer the question?
Yes.
Did she added something else? So she first paraphrased the question.
I think yes.
Okay. She used the paraphrasing technique, number one. Number two, she answered the question. And number three is that she used collocations, and also she used the antonyms technique. So the opposite of terrifying movies, they could be love stories, and so on. So these are some of the techniques that can use when you answer questions. The keywords are paraphrasing, using synonyms, using antonyms, and using collocations. This will give you like a clear and longer answer than you expect. At least for one question, you need from 3 to 5 sentences to be produced, which are full of collocations, natural language, paraphrasing, using synonyms and antonyms. Try to use as much lexical resource as possible in your answering this question. What is your favorite game or sport? Can you use the same technique that Martha used? This is her technique. And your question is this: what is your favorite sport? Here is a question. What is your favorite sport? Okay, so you can use the same technique, that is paraphrase, then use synonyms, use collocations, use antonyms. This will give your answer like a better chance of getting a higher band in the vocabulary. She used, for example, here, if we look here, she used an adverb. Then instead of love or favorite, she used adore, which means love very much. And then she answered the question, horror movies. So you can say, I absolutely find football my cup of tea, for example. Even when I was a child, I used to play with my friends and colleagues in a nearby playground. In fact, I didn't like staying at home at all, so I like to do a lot of sports. I don't like watching movies, except that I like to watch football at home and so on. Now we go to another part of preparing for the speaking test. I assigned homework for you so you can get it on your. We will go to the lexical grammar range. Grammatical range and accuracy. So the first question is, what is meant by grammatical range and accuracy?
To use a wide range of grammar.
Oh, grammar tenses, I think, yes.
Grammar tenses, grammar sentences, not just focusing in one type of sentences, not just focusing in one simple sentence. All the time you use the same structure. You have to show us that you can express the same meaning, as we said, in vocabulary, using different structures. Look at this text, read it for 1 minute. Focus on this. Is the meaning clear? How many tenses are there in this text? How could you make it sound more natural? Is the meaning clear? Do you think?
Yes.
Yes, clear.
Yes. How many tenses are there? Lives, present, study,
3 or 2
present.
tenses.
Well يعتبر future but it's at the same time simple.
Well,
Simple tense. Wants, simple present. Students at university must have. It's a modal verb but برضه present. Did he use a variety of tenses?
in this case, no.
No. How could you make it sound more natural? Did he use any a variety of tenses? Did he use connectors?
No.
No. So this is like band 5 IELTS or band 4, 4.5, like this. Okay. طيب. How should I know my level in the grammar? How should it be? Return back to this. Where is it? Hope I can find it here. Over here. It's not here. Anyway, it's related to using the grammar range. It's called in the let's say the IELTS speaking descriptors. Here is the grammar range. It's number 3 and accuracy. So 2 things here: grammar and accuracy. Accuracy means what? Can you guess?
The grammar is correct.
Yeah, exactly. So as you can see here, let me share again. If I, for example, I'm planning to get 7 in the grammar, what should I do? Look at this. Use a range of complex structures. A range of band 6, a mix of simple and complex structure. Mix of. Okay. Like the point 2 frequently produces error-free sentences, though some grammatical mistakes persist. يعني even level 7 معناه ان في mistakes. طب level 6 may make frequent mistakes with complex structure, though these rarely cause comprehension problems. Level 8 use a wide range. هنا just a range. A wide range of structure flexibly. Okay? هنا with some flexibility. Here produces a majority of error-free sentences. Most of the sentences, majority of the, not most, majority of the sentences with only very occasional inappropriacies or basic non-systematic. Okay, here is a link to the descriptors so that just in case you wanted to plan for your grammatical range and you want to get a higher band, you should adjust your grammar level into these bands. Okay. I don't know why this or not. Okay, so a variety of tenses and structure. Giovanni, who lives in Rome, is studying English. He's taking, so it's not just one tense here. He's taking IELTS next month because he would like to study at university. So what happened? We used because, we used who, right? We used which, requires IELTS score of 6.5. Has the meaning changed? Is it the same meaning or not?
Yes.
Yes.
The same
What,
meaning.
what has it changed then?
A wide range of grammar, tenses, and we
Structure.
can say connectors.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is what changed. A variety of tenses and structure. A variety of tenses and structure. This is what you need for this feature of the speaking test. If you use the simple past, present, and future correctly, your grammar is sufficient to get band 5 anyway in the speaking test. However, the examiners give higher scores to speakers who do what? Variety. Sorry. Again, sharing. So if you use the simple sentences correctly, it's okay, you will get 5. Is this good for you if you are planning?
No, we need higher score.
Yeah, we need higher score. In order to achieve higher score, you should do this. Number 1, use a variety of sentence structure and a variety of tenses. Also, advanced verb forms such as conditionals, modal verbs, and the passive voice. Clear?
Yes.
Clear.
Now, which of these sentences are complex? Is this complex?
The first
or
one is
simple?
not complex.
So it's a simple sentence. There is a verb
It's simple.
and subject and the verb only. Here, although he decided, was tired. How many sentences here? Is there a connector or conjunction?
Yes.
This is a complex sentence. There are all kinds of books in the shop. Simple or complex? Simple.
Simple.
The woman who met you yesterday is a friend of my mother. Simple or complex?
I think simple.
We have who here?
So,
Yeah, it's a complex sentence. The woman
okay.
who you met yesterday, you could say the woman is my friend. This is a simple sentence.
Mhm.
I wish that I could travel back in the time to blah, blah, blah. Is there a connector here? A conjunction?
No.
No. But how can you tell that a sentence is complex?
More than one sentence?
Yeah, more than one sentence, and there is a connection, a conjunction. So for example, though, look at the first part, although Larry was tired. And the second part, he decided to, and look at this sentence, the woman who I met yesterday. What happens if I stop that here? لو أنا وقفت عند الجملة هنا وما كملتش. Do you wait for the rest of the sentence or not?
It's
do you wait
yes.
or not? Yeah, this is a complex sentence. Okay, I wish that I could travel back in the blah blah blah. There is a connector here also in this sentence.
Oh,
بس
that
في
yes.
عندي بتتقسم لنصين. Clause, main clause، أي جملة فيها فاعل وفعل يعني subject وverb تعتبر clause. بس هنا بقسمهم نصين. في حاجة اسمها المين clause اللي هي ما فيهاش الرابط. وفي حاجة اسمها subordinate clause اللي فيها رابط. أي جملة فيها two clauses تعتبر complex. Okay. Although Larry was tired, is it the main clause or the subordinate clause? Is it? So we can say that is not the main clause because, yeah. Can I say although Larry was tired, واسكت?
No.
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 Can I say he decided to go out with his friends? It has a meaning or not?
Yes.
This is the main clause.
Okay.
Okay. Who met yesterday? Who you met yesterday? Is it a main clause or subordinate clause?
I'm sorry, Mr. Ahmed, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. Who you met yesterday? Subordinate or main clause?
Subordinate.
That's it. So a complex sentence has two parts. The first part or the second part, whatever the order is, there is one part which is subordinate, and this is where you find the connector. And the main clause, which is like which works as an independent sentence. جملة مستقلة. Okay.
Okay.
Insert a connector here. How, where, who, when, that. Ricky opens the package. He had this read that morning.
Which?
Yes, which.
Oh, I don't have which.
We don't have which here. We
That.
can say that. So this is a complex sentence. I was walking down the street. I heard a loud noise.
Where?
Where or when? هو هنا ممكن اقول where لو الجمله الثانيه بتوصف حاجه بتوصف الشارع. بس ممكن اقول when I was walking when I heard a loud noise.
Yes.
اوكي ممكن اقول where I live. ف think about it او انا ممكن ارجع لها تاني.
Okay.
Lotta's guitar teacher was only 5 years older
Who?
than himself. Who? Mrs. Tomita forgot she had bought her glasses.
That.
How?
Where?
Where?
Could you tell me?
Why?
Could you tell me how to get the time?
How to get
to the Times
You
Square?
need to read the
Yes.
two sentences together and know the relation and then decide which one is okay. But all of them are complex sentences. احنا عايزين نفس الليفل ده في السبيكينج تيست. من الاخر هو عايز يقول لك كده. لو انت عايز above 5 in the grammar and on the whole test طبعا ده اكيد it will be added to the overall band of the speaking test. This is in the same way you can combine sentences. Describing a relationship between facts. Related information can often be combined into one sentence. For example, one event may be the cause of another. مش بس أنا بتكلم على الكلوز، بتكلم على الكونكتورز، لا. لازم أستخدم كمان cause and effect. The same thing happens in writing by the way. نفس اللي هقوله في الجرامر بتاعت السبيكينج هتقوله في الجرامر بتاعت الرايتنج. عشان تجيب هاي سكور في الرايتنج لازم الجرامر بتاعتك تكون أعلى. من حيث ان هي فيها a variety of sentences, clauses, connectors, not just focusing in simple sentences or simple tenses, a variety of tenses like this. He was late to work because his car broke down. Because we need to contrast different pieces of information. Although Fiona was on a diet, she had some ice cream after dinner. These are some sorts of connectors that you can use. I will just look at the word despite. Can you use despite with two sentences? Yes or no? For example, despite being ill, he could go to school.
Yes.
So can you use it with
Yes,
two
I can.
sentences? No, not exactly. I can say, although I was ill, here is a sentence, and this is a clause, this is a subordinate clause. Despite يعني acts like a preposition. Yeah, despite connector, it means although. However, using although is different from using despite. Although needs a subject and a verb. Okay? يعني although